Is NASCAR seriously considering a major overhaul to the engines that the cars use at the Cup level? Now, if you missed the news, NASCAR recently announced that they're going to be bumping the horsepower in the Cup cars to 750 at all tracks under 1.5 miles in length and all road courses. This is a bump from the 670 that the cars currently have. While it's not a lot, it is the most that they could do without having to drastically alter other parts of the car. And they're open to the idea of giving the cars even more horsepower down the line. However, that's going to take a lot of time because there are other components that need to be beefed up if you're giving the cars more power. However, that's not the most interesting thing that came out of an interview that Dale Earnhardt Jr. recently had with NASCAR President Steve O'Donnell. In that interview, when they were talking about engines, O'Donnell, well, he said this.
But we potentially want to go to a new engine architecture. That's a 3-year runway. So we didn't want to...
Like what?
You name it. It could be what you got on the street. It could be all kinds of
things.
They just want
they want the opportunity to be there.
Now, he did continue in the conversation, basically saying that the current OEMs, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, etc., all have a say in the matter of what goes forward. He would also continue to say that Dodge is coming, and yes, he even mentioned Honda by name. See, he mentions a change to the architecture, but he backs it up with on the street. What exactly does that mean? As anyone who pays attention to this channel will tell you, I'm an engine nerd. I love engines. To me, they are the beating heart and the soul of any car. And obviously, if you look at what's on the street, Dodge is going to have a pushrod, so is Chevy, but Ford has the dual overhead cam Coyote, Toyota has the dual overhead cam 2UR FSE, and, well, Honda doesn't exactly make a V8, so whatever they decide to do is pretty dang interesting if they do decide to enter NASCAR. So that means we could be in a world in 4 to 5 years where the NASCAR grid is no longer exclusively made up of pushrod V8s. And that's where the rub, that's where the potential issue, and that's where it kind of gets messy if NASCAR was to go along this route. Now, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to see it because engine variety is the spice of life. However, it is hard to balance a dual overhead cam engine versus a pushrod engine, and how do you do displacement and all that other sort of stuff. And not for nothing, it took V8 supercars a little bit to kind of figure it out. And are NASCAR fans patient enough to see, let's just say, Chevy be absolutely dominant from an engine standpoint for a season, half a season, hell, even a quarter of a season? And I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Don't get me wrong, I love the sport, but it would be really cool to have something, I don't know, stock-ish in a stock car.